What's going on, guys? This is Chris back with another video. In today's video, I'm giving you an on-the-water review / first impression of the AutoPilot 120 by Old Town Kayaks. So guys, about 2 months ago, I'd say, me and Josh went to the Bassmaster Classic for the actual unveiling of this line of kayaks that Old Town dropped, the Sportsman series. The AutoPilot 120 is just one of the kayaks that is in the series. If you want to see all the kayaks that are part of the Sportsman series, make sure you check the link down in the description box below. Also, shout out to Joshua Taylor for letting me borrow his 120 AutoPilot. Super stoked to get this thing out on the water. It is a bad boat. Look at all this room I'm working with. The first thing I noticed when I got in here was just how much room was actually in this kayak. I can stand up right now and I can actually walk all the way to the bow of this kayak. I mean, literally, I almost am comfortable enough to stand up there on the front hatch. I'm so balanced. I mean, then I can just walk back here just like so and do a 360. I mean, how many kayaks can you do that in? I really don't know. So I actually already made a video on this kayak. I had the opportunity at the Bassmaster Classic to do a little bit of an interview with the brand manager at Old Town, Ryan Lilly, and he gave me the 3 best features on this kayak that he thought made it the best kayak on the market. So if you haven't watched that video, make sure to go check it out. Link will be in the description box as well. But the 3 features that he gave me, starting off with number 1, is this minn kota trolling motor. He said, obviously, this is what makes it one of the best kayaks on the market. This trolling motor is seamlessly integrated into the kayak. You hardly even know it's there. Everything revolves around the trolling motor. And quite frankly, it works amazingly from what I've seen. Can't wait to test it today. The second thing that he said on this kayak made it one of the best was this cockpit area. So as you can see, you already saw me do a 360. He quote unquote said you could dance on this. So let's go ahead. Just like a dance floor, Ryan. Third feature he gave me was this trunk and how much room is actually back there. I have 2 bags back here, a camera bag and just a simple tackle box. And then we got a life vest back there. And there is so much more room that you can work with. So as you guys can see, I am currently on spot lock with this remote here. You just hit that little anchor button right there. It says that we are all, locked in place. It's got the anchor and the motor is barely working to keep us in place right now. It actually has, the speed up here. I'm very familiar with minn kotas. My dad has a minn kota on his boat. So it just shows the speed up here. Right now it's working at half a mile per hour is for the motor. This number goes all the way up to 10 and it's only working half up to 1 right now just to keep us in place, and that's because we're not being pushed very hard where we're currently at. But the cool thing about the AutoPilot feature is I can hit that button, the anchor, and then just start rigging up my rods. So that's what we're gonna do. Put the trolling motor on my neck here, and I have a rod that isn't rigged up at all. You know what, just for video purposes, I'm gonna take us off anchor so you can see where I'm at in this little I guess you could say canal. It's just in the middle of a bunch of cattails. I'm gonna click off on the anchor and then see how much we actually drift. We're already moving pretty quick. I haven't even got my line through the eye of my reel here. Check out how fast we're moving with the cattails. Motor isn't on at all. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna hit this anchor button just like so. So we hit it, it's actually getting our coordinates. Motor just clicked on. Let's see. Look at that. We're pretty much stuck in place now. So instead of me drifting back into the cattails like I would on my normal kayak, even my pedal drive kayak, I am currently sitting in place and I can rig up my rods and not have to worry about drifting into the mangroves or the cattails. And I'm telling you guys right now, that is one of my biggest pet peeves when kayak fishing, when my kayak starts drifting, I get so pissed off because then I get all tangled up in the mangroves, and then the 2 rods that are in my rod holders get all stuck in the mangroves. And so I just got done rigging up my red-eyed shad, and I haven't moved 1 inch this entire time. Trolling motor's been on anchor, and then we're only working at a 2 to keep us in place, and it's blowing pretty hard. So let's get to fishing and yeah, tell you some more about this kayak. Whoa, let me just tell you, if you're not ready and you got the trolling motor on 10 and you click that button that makes it go and you're standing up, you better be ready to brace yourself, because you will fall out. So now I'm gonna hit anchor lock, and it's gonna hold us right there, right behind the cattails, protected from the wind. We're gonna make some casts, hopefully get on a fish here. Oh, there's a fish. Ooh. Nice. First cast, guys, first cast. Red-eye shad. Bring them up here. There we go. Let's check that out, guys. First fish, first cast on the AutoPilot 120. Can we get it back-to-back cast? Back-to-back cast? Oh, back-to-back cast. All right, so now the fish is actually pulling me. The AutoPilot's adjusting and still holding me in place. There we go, another bass. So even with a fish pulling me, now obviously it isn't a, you know, a massive fish. Oh my God, guys, oh my God. 2 bass, 1 cast, 1 bait. That is what I am talking about right there. So that is definitely a first to ever happen to me. Hey, the luck of the AutoPilot 120 is in the house tonight, or in the lake tonight. So now that we caught some fish already, that was really fast. Let's talk about the remote and the functionality of these pedals here. So on the AutoPilot 120, you still do have a rudder. This is where you deploy the rudder and put it up. And it's actually an oversized rudder. They made it a lot bigger than their older models. So you're gonna get a lot of turning power with that rudder, and it's going to help you actually be a lot more stable and stay in place, especially with that AutoPilot system. So not only can you steer the boat with the trolling motor, you can also steer it with the rudder. Now on the top water models, you typically have like a little dial here, or some, you know, something that you can use to turn your rudder. So you got these 2 footrests, which are actually really comfortable. So you just rest your feet just like so, and you can adjust them to your size. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this off AutoPilot. We're gonna put it on, whoa, full blast. See how I'm going straight right now, and I can turn the kayak with the remote. Well, I can also do it with my feet. Watch, I'm gonna put pressure with my left foot here. So I could turn left without even adjusting the trolling motor. Take my right foot, straighten us back out. So you could do, so look, no feet, you could practically do a 360 in this kayak. Just turn the trolling motor, look at that, turn on a dime. Straighten her back out, and then we're on our way. And then you got your footrest, so go left, or go right, go left. We're gonna go ahead and stand up here. We're gonna hug these cattails so you guys can actually hear me. So I'm going full speed on this kayak right now, and I'm telling you, we're booking it. It's saying we're doing about 3.5 miles an hour, and you can just do that on a consistent basis. And all you gotta do to turn down your trolling motor speed is hit the minus button. You can hold it or press it, and then the plus button. So the AutoPilot 120 comes standard, just like you see it here. Your steering pedals here also double as a footrest. You get accessory tracks on both sides. Here, Josh has got it paired up with a Scotty rod holder. I think that's actually, I'm not sure what that is. Oh, that's like a cleat. So if you want to tie something off, you got a little cleat. And then he's got something else here that he attaches his GoPro to. You get a pocket on this side, which can actually hold 2 of these sunscreen bottles. You get a pocket over here, which is the same size as the other side. Josh has some mission or some Procure in here, some lures and some pliers. And then you actually have 2 more additional pockets. So I could put, well, my pliers can't really fit there in the case, but you could put a pair of pliers just like so. And then also you could put something else there. So you got tons of storage space, tons and tons of storage space. You got a cup holder on this side, and you have a cup holder on this side. So you got one side for your beer, you got one side for your agua. Then right here to your right, you have a dry storage box. You unlock that right there, you open it up, wallet, phone, keys. You can put this remote in here when you aren't using the kayak. Great feature. I mean, I've used Josh's Topwater PDL and I love this dry box. No water has gotten in it at all. And I like how they moved it. So in the Topwater, they have it right in the middle here, and water can kind of get all over it. But in the AutoPilot 120, it's right here to your right hand side. It's very easily accessible, and no water is getting in this at all. You also get some bungees on top here, so I guess you could put, you know, something else there. I don't know what you would want to put there. Maybe even your remote can slide in there just like so. But like you can see, you know, you could put something there, maybe even a pack of baits, and those bungees are going to hold it down. So Old Town actually put a kill switch on this boat, just like a normal operating vessel with a motor. You know, just in case you fall off, you can attach this to your ankle, your waist, pretty much anywhere. If you fall off and this key comes out, this motor is going to stop working. But the cool thing about this is they also doubled this as a prop wrench, so you don't have to have any fancy tools to actually work on your AutoPilot 120. So if you pull this motor up, and this is just how you do it. So you pull it up, you got your prop right there. You can actually use this to tighten and loosen your prop. So how you deploy and undeploy this motor is actually one of the coolest features, I think, on this kayak. So what Old Town was going for when designing this was they wanted to make this feel like the front end of a bass boat. So you can use your trolling motor, you can stand up, and you can constantly be fishing and not have to worry about paddling. So this is how you deploy your motor, just like you would on a bass boat. You have a handle right here. It sits here nice and loose, and it's actually connected to your motor. You pull, and as you see the motor's going down, and it's really easy to pull. So you can literally pull, you hear the 2 beeps, your motor's engaged, and then you take the rope and you just put it down and it's held in place. And then you got a free rope here, so you can put it in your cup holder, or even right here where it's right out of your way. All right, so we've talked about a little bit of the trolling motor. We've talked about the tracks, the deck, you know, how you can stand up. Now the seat is extremely comfortable compared to a lot of other kayaks. Even the older Old Town kayaks, this seat is just so thick and it has a lot of support. You can tip it up. Here's your battery. So this is how you actually set up your trolling motor. Old Town's made it very easy. They give you a battery box here. Now you do have to purchase the battery, but it's a small purchase when you're looking at this kayak in the grand scheme. And then all you got to do is plug it in right back there and you're ready to go. Make sure she's plugged in up there. You can see where the trolling motor's plugged in, right over there. And that's all you need to power this baby up. So if you do run into a problem out on the water with your battery coming undone, the kayak is so stable, you know, you can flip that seat up. Let me walk all the way up to the front. So as you can see, I'm pretty much at the front of the kayak. I can work on that battery, not have to worry about falling over at all. So let me flip that seat back up, and then you get back to fishing or just chilling. Old Town put right here on the side a huge cubby area. So I'm currently kneeling in this kayak, which I can't even believe I'm doing in a kayak, but they left this for Plano boxes. So you can fit about 3 Plano boxes here, maybe even 4. And you know, you don't even have to carry your tackle bag. Also in the back here, you have 2 more accessory tracks. So whatever you need and whatever you want on this kayak, you can put on it. They got it all rigged up. You even have a shallow water anchor mount pre-built into the kayak, so you don't have to worry about drilling into your kayak. It's already rigged up. You could do it yourself. Going off of how they rig this kayak so you don't have to do any work on it, if you look right here, see that? This is where you can hook up a depth finder, a Lowrance, Garmin, Humminbird, any of the above. They have it set up already, so you can put it on this side or you can put it on this side, or shoot, if you're fancy enough, you can do both sides. 2 fish finders, and you don't have to drill into your hull. It's already set and ready for you to do so. We're gonna test the record feature. So with the AutoPilot 120 and the 136, I haven't mentioned there is a second model and it's much bigger than this one. They have a record feature on this remote. So you can record you getting out to your destination in a quick manner, and then you can actually come back. You can just like autopilot it and it'll take you back to your start point. So I'm gonna try and record here. I'm gonna go over back to where I put the kayak in, and then we're gonna try and see if the kayak comes back here. So let's go ahead. I am going to hit the record button. It says we're receiving data. Let's go save. So that's the first slot in this remote. Josh hasn't saved anything, and I'm gonna head straight to the boat ramp. Let's do that. So we're gonna go straight to the boat ramp. Let's see how fast this thing goes, gets me out of the rain. We're currently doing 3.6 miles an hour. And then we're gonna see if this thing will take us back to where we started right there by just the click of the button. So it's actually recording our data, and you can see here it says distance 276 feet. So I wonder if that's how, I think that's how fast or how far I've actually already gone. So let's see how far our destination is. Now I'm loving it because I can just kick my feet back, relax. I don't even have to touch the remote. It's currently around my neck. I could put my feet right here and then just do my steering simply like that. I've been on the water now for probably about an hour, and I know I've just given you guys a lot of the details of the kayak and what it already has, but coming from a consumer perspective, it's so badass. I mean, this changes the kayak fishing world. I've heard from people that the trolling motor would ruin your kayak fishing experience. I think that's completely false. I think it enhances your kayak fishing experience. So we are pretty much at the boat ramp, our destination here. There's Josh. So we've been recording here, and over here you see it says stop right here. So let's go ahead, let's click that. So there, I guess that it's recorded now. And now we're gonna see if it'll take us back to our location. Hey, another thing about the AutoPilot 120 is you can actually go in reverse. So watch this. We're going in reverse, Josh. I think it's pretty cool. You got a lot of mobility here. So we'll go up to the boat ramp here. So it's like you're pulling up. Ooh, we could go really fast. Josh is getting real nervous. I don't blame him. And then you just go full reverse, and then you're practically stopped. Look at that. Then you go over here, you hit full blast. No, don't do that. All right, so now we're gonna see if it takes us back to our destination. We got a go-to button right here. High tracks. There it is. We found it. Figured out how to do it. That's awesome. All right, let's see. Look at that, guys. It's taking me back to where we started, I think. I really don't know where it's going. Oh my God. Guys, it's going back to where we were, way over here. I thought I did it wrong, but it's taking us back to our destination. That is badass. I'm all over here freaking out. I'm like, man, this is actually harder to use than I expected, but it's not. I'm too dumb to notice that there's a go-to button on here. Old Town, you tricked me. Right in front of me, right under my nose. So it looks like it works flawlessly, guys. All you got to do is record your track, and as you record, you know, you could stop. It looks like you could stop recording and start recording. So if you want to fish a location for a minute on your way to your destination, you can do so. But that's so cool, so cool. So let's just say, you know, you fish an area a lot, you put your kayak in, you record all the way out to your fishing location, you've been out there for 6, 7, 8 hours, and you're tired, you're ready to go home. You can click go to, and then click basically go. So go to, and then go, and this thing will jet off and start taking you right back to where you start recording. So when you're done fishing and you click that go to, you can go right back home, play on your phone, unrig your rods, maybe rig them for the next day or something like that. Man, this kayak gets me all excited. I get really giddy when I talk about this kayak. You know, me and Josh have had a lot of conversations about it. He's told me the things he likes, doesn't like, which there aren't a lot of things at all that he doesn't like. But man, it's just so freaking cool. If I haven't told you guys, you get 4 rod holders already, which is plenty. You can add all those accessories with the accessory tracks, and man, this is awesome. This trolling motor is what makes this kayak badass. So just like before, we're gonna go ahead, go all the way to the front of the boat, where we're pretty much on top of the trolling motor. We got all our room back there. We'll have our dance party up here. Let's go, let's go. As you guys can see, there is a lot of water in here right now, but you could just get scuppers here and you would have no water in here at all. But they got it designed to where the water will flow off the bow into the kayak and out the kayak, so you'll never have any problem with sinking. Old Town backs their hulls up, lifetime warranty. So if you get a hole in it or something goes wrong with the hull, they're gonna back you up on it. Old Town is a sister company to Minn Kota, so if you have any problems with your Minn Kota, they're gonna work it out, they're gonna help you, they're not gonna send you to another company. They can do everything in-house, which really sets them apart from the competition. So we have arrived at our destination here. It actually counts down the feet to get to the destination, which is pretty freaking cool. And the motor just stopped. It made like a little dinging noise, couple beeps, like we were at our location. And now, look at that, we're ready to fish. So since we're here, might as well cast out a little bit. You know, I know I've gone over a lot of the details myself on this kayak, and it was kind of supposed to be an on the water, you know, impression. And my impression is, it's flawless. It really is. I guess I would have to spend more time on it to figure out, you know, some things that I disliked, but there's not, I don't think there's gonna be many. I mean, I'm so comfortable right now standing up. And I was telling Josh, just watching him fish off the boat and now being on it for, you know, probably about 2 hours now, I am so comfortable up here standing. It does feel like a bass boat. I got my handle right here for lifting my trolling motor in and out of the water. My trolling motor is right in front of me. If I could get my hummingbird rigged up right here facing up at me, it'd be just like a bass boat, the front end of a bass boat. To go ahead and take us back to the boat ramp, we're gonna try this record feature again and see if it will. You do the go to here, eye tracks, and so you have an option to select to the start or to the end. So I'm gonna go to the end. Alrighty, it's backing me up, Just going. Because I rode this cattail line to get back so you guys could hear me. Oh man, it's booking it. Ah! It's great. Look at that, look at that. Turning. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. Oh my God, that is so freaking cool. This kayak is like a boat. A lot of people are harping on the price. You know, it is a little bit more expensive, $3,800 I believe, or $3,600, somewhere in that range. But think about all the problems that arise with a boat. With a boat, you have an outboard engine typically, so let's say it's even a 25 horsepower outboard engine. You're gonna have problems with that. You have to service that annually or every 100 hours. With this thing, you don't have any services. After you spend the $3,800, that's it. And the battery, of course, but that's it. You might have to buy a battery every like 4 or 5 years, but it runs a lithium battery or just a normal battery. You know, from Discount Auto Parts, you could probably find the cheapest one for like 80 bucks, and you're ready to go. You're on the water. All you got to do is charge it every time, which is no problem at all, because if you were looking at a normal boat anyways, you'd have to plug that in every trip. And I'm just cruising here, and it really has me thinking, like, this is the best kayak on the market. I must say. I've never really used a Hobie, and I know there are some diehard Hobie people out there, but how can you go wrong with a trolling motor, a Minn Kota trolling motor? I mean, I just don't get it. It's seamlessly integrated into the kayak. Everything you do on this kayak revolves around the trolling motor. But man, I'm serious. If you're looking at this kayak and you watch this video because you wanted, you know, to see everything about it and if you should actually spend the almost 4 G's on it, buy it. If you are on the fence about buying it, buy it. Do not choose the other kayak that you're looking at. You will regret it. Go ahead, bite the bullet, get the AutoPilot 120 powered by Minn Kota, and you will be you'll be stunned. You will be so happy. Come back to this video, comment below if you get one, say, hey man, I love it, because I know you're gonna say you love it. And we are just currently cruising to our destination with our track here. You see it right there. It says we got 590 feet till we reach our destination, and you see it right there. There she is. Hey, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you want to see more on the AutoPilot 120, make sure you comment down below. Subscribe to the page if you haven't already. I do a lot of fishing, outdoor content. Hit that like button. It really helps a brother out. And hey, have a blessed day. Peace, guys.